Get Scotland Dancing for me is about everybody dancing, that everybody can dance and that just to get everybody dancing.
Get Scotland Dancing is an initiative to bring together everything that is dance about Scotland. So from teaching young children in community centres to big dance centres to initiatives to events, is bringing everything together as a collective and being able to share information and promote dance within Scotland.
Get Scotland Dancing is a national policy that the government brought out a couple of years ago to ensure that every person in Scotland has an opportunity to access dance, which is revolutionary for government to take that level of action, which is great.
Get Scotland Dancing has been a major project over the past 4 years around about the fantastic opportunities that have presented themselves with the London 2012 Olympics and Glasgow 2014 Commonwealth Games. It was a cultural response to these two fantastic events that were taking place, and around that there was a massive cultural programme. We wanted to put dance at the heart of it, and Get Scotland Dancing has been the platform for that.
It's absolutely fantastic to see a programme like this, rich with a variety of opportunities which everyone can engage with. Scotland's culture is one of the most enduring and powerful assets, and dance is a huge part of that tradition. From Céilís to the Highland Fling, from ballet to breakdancing and everything in between. It is something that brings us all together in whatever form of dance you like. And Get Scotland Dancing is a fantastic way to not only showcase the incredible variety of dance on offer around the country, but also, importantly, to get people more active and participating in dance.
So the aim of Get Scotland Dancing has been simply to create new and different opportunities to reach people across Scotland and encourage them to get involved and to get dancing. The programme has appeared in lots of different ways, from new classes to big public events to major performance events to regular ongoing activities with different youth groups or in different communities. So it has been a whole range of different activities, but all coming from the perspective of how can we encourage more people to get dancing.
Because the Commonwealth Games were being held in Scotland and in Glasgow, we wanted to do something that we could really put our stamp on, that would celebrate the Commonwealth Games and be in line with the ethos of Get Scotland Dancing, but would provide an opportunity for people of all ages and abilities to dance with us. This is a really interesting concept whereby you create a piece of choreography and then anyone can learn it. People do it at the same time around the world, and we thought it was really exciting. And I myself taught it in our local school where my kids go. I taught it there, and I was quite struck at how powerful it was for that whole school to dance a dance together at the same time. And we wanted it to be for families and adults and people of all ages. So we decided that it would be great to show a family dancing it so that people can recognise themselves in their own age group. We listened a lot to feedback from previous year's pledges of what worked and what didn't work, and we knew that it needed to be a dance that someone could do on their own. They didn't need to do it in a group. We knew it needed to be able to be performed standing up. We had a big event in Edinburgh next to the National Gallery, and we also had one in Glasgow. But there was things going on around the whole world. I think it provided a really core aspect for the Get Scotland Dancing programme because it was quite early on in the programme, so it raised the profile internationally as well as nationally, which was important, and it was fun and accessible and just a celebration of what dance could be.
The Royal Scottish Country Dance Society was approached to create some new dances for the Commonwealth Ceilidh that was going to be going on around the world today. And they wanted to have 3 new dances that basically anybody of any ability would be able to do. Something that would merge different cultures together and give the idea of the Commonwealth, of the cooperation, friendship and fun of the Commonwealth through dance. So this dance was commissioned, and a member of our branch created the dance, the Radical Road, involving the Indian dancers as well.
It's basically so that everyone can have still all dance together, doing one dance, but combining different styles of dancing all together. And it means that you get a different essence of how it's not just Scottish dancing, it's not just Indian dancing that goes on. You can do it all together and it can be enjoyable for all.
Dancy Hayami is Scotland's Indian classical dance company, and it's based here in Edinburgh. It's an Indian classical dance company, and we also run a school teaching Indian dance and music and martial arts. And we also deliver an outreach programme going out into the communities and working with various people throughout Scotland. So Get Scotland Dancing put us together with the Royal Scottish Country Dance Society. The initial partnership came from Get Scotland Dancing and brought our 2 organisations together, and the idea was to create a new ceilidh dance for the big Commonwealth ceilidh and use influences from Indian classical dance in the putting together of this new ceilidh dance. So we came together, we met with representatives from the Royal Scottish Country Dance Society, and we looked at the commonalities between the 2 groups, and our choreographers and musicians worked together with their choreographers and musicians in devising this new Commonwealth ceilidh called the Radical Road. There was 3 new ceilidh dances devised, and each of the 3 had a different theme. For ours it was connecting cultures, it was the cultural connections, so it made sense to bring in an art form from a different culture, so that's how we got involved with it. For us it was really interesting, it was very exciting. All of our dancers came together and we were part of the big Commonwealth ceilidh in Edinburgh that took place at Ross Bandstand, and it had a really nice feeling knowing we were part of something global. There was ceilidhs taking place throughout the world, and for us to have our place within that was really quite exciting. There was a great turnout at Ross Bandstand, and we had the opportunity to show the new ceilidh dance that we had been involved in bringing to light, and then to see everybody else taking it on and being able to perform it also was very exciting.
We decided to do the ceilidh because we were learning about the Commonwealth Games, and I was just looking through the Game On website to find some ideas, and it came up the Get Scotland Dancing initiative, and the kids were really wanting to get involved with that.
We coloured in flags and for the decorations, and we also did like cakes and coloured in the mascot flag. Like when I've been at school every year until last year, we've been doing ceilidh dancing. Well, not ceilidh dancing, but Scottish dancing, like country dancing. I like the exercise as well.
Like upstairs, they took charge of the dances, and then they helped the younger ones learn them. My guys did a lot of the decorations and decided what they wanted. They looked up all the flags, and they've done a lot of research in all the countries to find out the languages that we've sung about. And so they've all just really got involved, and we did little homework topics where they had to do research in different countries, and then from there they've just incorporated it into their ceilidh. It was their idea to serve in stovies and curry to bring in India as well. So it was all them.
Commonwealth Youth Dance Festival, the idea came about probably about 2-3 years ago. We as an organisation really felt that there was a need for young people, and especially young people involved in dance, to be involved in the cultural programme surrounding the Games. And we wanted young people from across all the Commonwealth countries to come together. And we thought a huge festival where they come together to dance together, to perform together, to learn from each other was a unique idea, because no other Commonwealth country had done that before. The festival was 4 nights and 3.5 days. So they all gathered here on the Wednesday, and we had a massive ceilidh in the Brigade, which is the building we're in, which was fantastic. Then we had 3 days of workshops and performances. So all day the young people would be taking part in different workshops, and then in the evening we'd have 12 companies per night over 3 nights performing. The feedback from the young people and the leaders specifically who work with them all the time and are used to their own opportunities in their different countries, thought it was the most amazing experience. It's been phenomenal because one, it's been an opportunity that has never been open before to come together. There's not a lot of international dance festivals for young people, for young dancers. So having young people from New Zealand, Namibia, India come together for probably the first time and see those friendships and those links grow. People were leaving thinking about, where can we go next? The end of the festival was fantastic. We taught as part of the festival a dance that then on the Saturday night we all went up to Buchanan Street at 11 o'clock, and all our 400 young people performed the dance on Buchanan Street, and there was a live link up to London, and then further on in the night one to Australia. So it was a really phenomenal way to end the festival.
What we've managed to achieve through Get Scotland Dancing is both to raise the profile of dance, but also to bring it very much into people's lives, and that people have had the opportunity to, in some instances, stumble across dance and to think about dance in new ways. So it's about taking dance out with theatre, outside of theatres and outside of studios and into the streets and into the fabric of our cities, so that people would, going about their shopping or whatever, would stumble across a dance performance or be encouraged to move a little bit themselves and get involved.
We're into our 3rd day of the ragtime picnics and they've been going fabulous. We've set them out in beautiful locations and castles around about the Highlands. We have lots of dancing from local groups, we have a live band, we get the audience and the public involved as much as possible to dance as much as possible. It's been amazing going around, and you don't know how it's going to go, especially with the weather as well, but just listening to some of the people that are here today and saying how it's been the first time that they've danced in years, or that they had to search through their lofts to find their picnic baskets, and everyone just seems to have really enjoyed it. We have been in Castle of May up in Thurso. Yesterday we were in Dunvegan Castle on the Isle of Skye. Today we're in Codder Castle, and tomorrow we're in Ballandalloch down in Grantown.
well as the public, high-profile opportunities that have taken place through Get Scotland Dancing, there's also been quite a lot of development at more of a grassroots. And one of those which I think has been incredibly significant has been the support for 3 new Dance Development Officer posts. So these are roles in the community that work with a range of partners to create opportunities for people to get involved in dance. We had, through previous work, identified a number of areas in the country where there was less activity taking place, dance activity, less funded and supported dance activity. So these were in Perth and Kinross, in Inverclyde and in the Western Isles.
Here in Inverclyde, it's really been about providing a provision for dance where there hasn't been one before. So that's in many different capacities. When I came into the role, I set up first an early years group and a 60+ group and a youth dance company. They were the things that I could see most within the beacon itself that we needed to get going. And then we had all our usual dance classes in amongst that for adults and children. But there wasn't really much there for early years, 60+, and Inverclyde didn't have a youth dance company. So that was the first kind of steps that I took. And then there's also all the outreach stuff that goes on within schools. And in communities, community centres, and also getting the kind of early years groups and the 60+ groups out to the far reaches of Inverclyde, so up in Inverkip or Port Glasgow, or areas that are not just Greenock itself. Inverclyde as well also scores high on the multiple deprivation index as well, so I think all the more important to get someone into post in Inverclyde, and I think the benefits have been huge actually. It's not just the benefits, the physical benefits that dance bring, but it's how it really evolves our social networks, how our communities develop, how our intergenerational communities develop, how the kids are working now with the adults. There's really a vibe going on now, and it's fantastic, and it is right through Inverclyde. So I mean, I think dance is one of the art forms that's so direct. It goes right to the centre because it's about the body and the soul and the mind all coming together. So it's such a direct art form. And I think that's what makes it really special. So it's such a privilege to be able to, see that happening and the confidence escalating in people, and it's really special.
The main purpose of the project is mentoring and trying to find for young potential dance artists, community dance artists, already professional, who might be able to go into the pool of people available to develop the work here in Scotland, along with those who are already doing it. And so the main emphasis has been on mentoring, with lots of workshopping with the 4 that we chose, looking at their work, giving them some ideas about how we work, giving them tools for the toolbox that they can use, helping them to develop their own creativity when it comes to working with larger groups and so on. And that's gone extremely well, because we chose 4 excellent people who already have all the artistic ability that we need and creative ability, have the right attitude, are very open to suggestion, don't mind criticism, positive criticism, and have been really, really lapping everything up, very eager to learn, both in terms of any theory we've been able to give them and practically, and then giving them the opportunity to take what they've learned, plus their own skills, and work with a group here in Aberdeen or in Peterhead or in Banchory. So the other half of it then, the second part of it, was them going out, working with a group, and Tammy and I going between the groups, looking at what they're doing, giving positive feedback, and helping them to go a little further with the work. And now we get to the final stage, which is bringing all the groups together, where Tammy and I take over a little bit more, and they can actually watch how we work. So it's from that point of view, it's an excellent project. We're really pleased.
I just think it's a fabulous thing for Scotland, and it's definitely making a change to how we get active. But I think with events like this as well, you know, it was different for all the different areas. I think I'm not sure what they all done, but I know that we started off with little events and trying to get people involved in dance that wouldn't usually get involved in dance, and I think that's the best thing about it.
It felt to me like a lot of elements of dance have been united under one umbrella, which gives us all strength and a focus, which is really important. There's been some really big initiatives which I think have had a really big impact, which wouldn't have been around if it hadn't been for Get Scotland Dancing, which I think have really brought dance to the forefront. Certainly helped us to raise lots of issues that we have in trying to get dance funded better and have teachers trained better, to raise the profile of dance politically as well, and the impact that it can have on young people, building their confidence.
I think it's been really useful in terms of having a platform to be able to find out what's happening in the dance world, and also the initiatives that Get Scotland Dancing ran over the year has been good for us to be involved. Often it can be that dance in Scotland has there's not a lot of diversity, people can argue, but we feel that we bring a little bit of diversity to the dance scene in Scotland, and Get Scotland Dancing has enabled us to bring this to the fore a little bit more.
But it's been really fantastic because it's like being part of a much bigger thing. So, you know, it's not just for me about Inverclyde, but it's how we've connected to the rest of Scotland. So we've been part of this like big dance party that's been happening, and that's really important. And I think it's escalated dance in all levels, from the communities to the professional dance sector. I think everything's just really grown.
I think for me, the legacy is the profile, really, and we can all work on the level that it's raised, you know, because now I think people are really thinking carefully about the impact that dance can have in terms of health and well-being, mental health, but also, you know, the aspirations that we can have in terms of training dance in Scotland for the future, because it's something that we need to work really hard on at the moment. I do feel like there is something needed to pull us all together under one umbrella and focus us all, because we all have our own remits, and actually to campaign separately is one thing, but to have a voice that's united is quite another. And I think that I would like to hope that that's what we achieved in the time of Get Scotland Dancing.
We have got fantastic dance organisations in Scotland who have had the opportunity to respond, try out new ideas, work with participants in different ways, taking their work into different public arenas, and those experiences will be with them as they continue to put on projects and classes and workshops and work with the public in different ways into the future. So we hope that the experiences that they've been able to try out and develop through Get Scotland Dancing is something that will inform how they work in the future. We've also had the opportunity to work with a range of different dance organisations that maybe were not in close contact with Creative Scotland before, and it's broadened our knowledge of dance that is taking place in Scotland, and we'll have linked in different groups and organisations which we hope will be beneficial to their future development too.